All right, so this was a random 5-0 deck list from a standard league on Magic Online, which is just a friendly reminder that Magic Online is the premier play client for Magic the Gathering on the computer. It's the reason why Magic the Gathering leagues are one of the best data sources for standard deck lists to play on the lesser supported client, Magic the Gathering Arena. Dear Wizards of the Coast, allow us to have access to data in your game, please and thank you. Anywho, this deck, unlike the last Gruul deck that we played, is not trying to focus on the adventures aspect. It's just kind of like green-red beats. We've got a bunch of different hasty creatures. We got some cleaves at the top end. We got Pelt Collector at the bottom of the curve. We've got Collision Colossus for punching through blockers and killing flying creatures. And then we've got two incredibly cheeky copies of Mantle of the Wolf here. So enchanted creature gets +4/+4, and then when this is put into the graveyard from the battlefield, you get two 2/2 wolf tokens. This seems kind of sweet, especially on an evasive or a trampling creature. So I'm going to play this one on the ladder at 5-0 to league. We'll see if we can have a good run with it. Need a good run. I think we're at like 99 or 98%. See if we can streak back up into the top 1200 in the last day or two. Or 97%. Yeah, probably not 1200ing this season, which is fine. Playing the MCQ is generally a recipe for disappointment anyways. It's a waste of a Saturday. Do you have any idea what the population of MTGA versus Moto? We don't, actually. None of those stats are public. One drop into second mana. Robber of the Rich sounds great. Tap land's not terrible, because we can go Robber into Zhur-Taa tap land on 3. You wanted data? You must be new around these parts. Crunch, crunch. Alright, so Control, Ceratops sounds great. Mantle of the Wolf, as cheeky as it is almost assuredly not good against the Teferi deck. If you're gonna spike, you're gonna need a good deck, and you know how much I love tainting your viewer numbers with blue-white. Sounds good, Bob, and thanks for using the bonus bits as well. I appreciate your generosity as always. Would you believe it or not, I was cleaning out my list of decks the other day, and I was like, Bob's probably going to cut blue-white in again at some point, so I should leave that one in here. Do I want Fry here? Is that a real thing? Like, do I really care about finishing off their Planeswalkers? I feel like I don't. I think I'm just boarding in Ceratops. Like, if I want to tap Trawler, I'd rather have Collision Colossus, right? Because it's like, isn't dead when they don't have Trawler. Like, I'm not even sure I want. I definitely don't want 6 ways to do that. That's fine, let's do it. Why do you think Fry is good? Why do I need to kill Teferi? Why can I not just attack him? Yeah, that's true. Colossus lets us cut over the walls, which is good. So I don't have a second red source, but this is a really good threat, so I think I just keep this. Kent, thanks for 11 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Crunch. Fry kills Archon, so does Colossus. Again, like, I don't think I want 5 removal spells in this matchup. I think I'd rather play this turn just because it's mana efficient. I think I need to kill Teferi even though I have Questing Beast in my hand, because 1, they could counter Questing Beast next turn, and 2, if I let them plus Teferi, they could play a Sweeper on my turn, which is not ideal. So you're saying Fry is good because it means I don't have to attack Teferi and I can finish him off. Isn't Bonecrusher Giant just better at that? And I already don't have all my Bonecrusher Giants in my deck? So like Bonecrusher Giant also finishes off Teferi. And like, imagine you're saying I should play Fry to finish off their planeswalkers so I could deal more damage to their face. What if my Fries are instead just more creatures that deal damage to them? So like, you're saying Fry is good so I don't give up damage, but Fry is giving up damage. Every time you do something like that, it's giving up damage. Have a Seordain here. They're getting priority for some reason. Yeah. In regards to Mantle is bad with Teferi. The Mantle is worded that they bounce it. You still get 2 wolves. Sure. But like, decks where they're keeping the board clear and we're not needing to attack over things, I think Mantle is still not ideal. There's also merit to dragging my curve down in a matchup like this. Well, that's an incredibly good draw. You ready to steal from the rich chat? Do I discard a card at random here? I'm not sure that I do. Let's draw with the robbers first and see what we get. Yeah, because like Cleave and Ceratops are like both pretty reasonable, right? I think I just decline here. Teferi doesn't do anything against this, which is great. They do get to Teferi bounce Seordain though, which is valuable. And give them more looks to find another Conqueror's Death or another Shatter. So like good chance the Ceratops dies here. Well, they can't bounce the Conqueror's Death. Yeah, the EDC is going to give them Teferi. They need to find another one.
I'm known for my excellent timing.
They're going to bounce Glass Casket and then sweep the board. We're hoping to draw another Shifty Boy or Questing Beast next turn. Another haste threat in general. They could, if they have the Shatter already, just plus Tef here. And then plan to Shatter on my turn. Which is what we could be seeing. This is good for us. It means maybe they don't have it yet. Hey, hoping for another Shifty Boy. We have 3 of them. Any haste creature would be okay, though. Is your quest to get absorbed? I feel like your quest is to get absorbed. Feels magic, man. Feels magic, man.
Here we go.
Anybody watch that paint drying documentary on Netflix? Felt like it was pretty stimulating. At least in comparison, it was stimulating. So I would like to draw another Questing Beast here. Blue, white, paint drying a documentary on why I hate Teferi. I can concede, right? We're done here. I feel personally attacked. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Let's just run it back. I don't know. I think having some cleaves is right. Maybe because this build has Collision Colossus, cleave is less necessary. I could see that being true. Because of Collision Colossus, I don't need this aspect. We'll do after we're done today, Frantic. I mean, to be fair, most campaigns have paid staff, right? It's just Bloomberg only has paid staff. I don't think they really have volunteers. How's today going? Today's been swell. Well, wishing I would have kept that questing beast. Correct. Like, Bloomberg sucks, but like people also need to eat, so. Ooh, so I just cleave here, right? That could be a good one down the line. I think Vito's pretty unlikely to be in against us. Could get Aether Gusted. But I don't think Vito's a card we play around in this matchup. Not even a little. Do I decline here, or do I put it on top? I feel like I don't mind putting this on top. Nah, my average draw is better than a Zhur-Taa Goblin. That's the question, right? Is my average draw better than a Zhur-Taa Goblin? Almost assuredly, I think. Morning, that's Admiral. Happy Wednesday. We will draw a goblin anyway. Zhur, did you wish this upon me? Is this your fault? Is this your fault? What did you do? What did you do? I was hoping you get an Absorb. Well, that's not very useful, right? Because, like, Absorb I can't cast on their turn. Hopefully they don't Wrath me or kill my Robber, and then we can Teferi them next turn. Give them a little taste of their own medicine. Goblin wants to show off his new Borderless art. I say this is 1000% taking my Robber, right? Girl needs to. I mean, to be fair, and actually, it's actually kind of funny. It's not funny. It's sad. It's sad that one of the best anti-control cards is a card that control gets to play, which is kind of frustrating. Robert, thank you for the third of a year support. Welcome back. I appreciate it. I'm gonna hold on to the land for now because if we draw another satyr, we can maybe discard it for a spell. As a heads up, Robert, if your sub's been lapsed for a little bit, it'll take an hour or two sometimes to sync your resub to the Discord. So the Discord integration syncs a few times a day. I guess the downside to not playing the land is if I draw another land, I can't Questing Beast and equip Cleave this turn. It's fine, it's gonna get absorbed anyways. Really? Hashtag sometimes lucky. Well, to be fair, Admiral, what's it called? I'm blanking on its name. What's the 2-mana 2/2 that says your opponents can't play spells on your turn? There is a white card that does that. And I really wish Teferi would have just been templated in that way. If it's Grand Abolisher, yeah, that's the one. If Teferi would have just said your opponents can't play spells on your turn, it would be so much more reasonable. Bye, Felicia. All right. Up to 98%, chat. We are the 98%. Should shocks be Redcap Melee? It's a good thought. Yeah, maybe. Like, is there, let's think about the format. Is there a matchup in this format where I want shock but not Redcap? I probably don't want Fry. I think I want shock against Teamer Adventures, right? For killing their Innkeeper and their Brazen Borrowers. Some Redcap seems fine though. Let's try that. Mono White's not really still around, no. Shock does occasionally kill people, which is good upside, you're not wrong. Yeah, I think part of the reason why the White Devotion aggro deck fell off is because the types of decks that White Devotion aggro deck should be good against are combo decks. Like, generally speaking, a life gain aggro like that white deck should be good against mono red, but the mono red decks just deal so much damage with Cleave and Torbrand that ends up not being the case a lot of the time. The mono red decks also get to play the protection from white 2-drop, which can give you a hard time. Ah, I see our opponent is also someone of culture. For those of you taking notes at home, you'll want to make note that our first mistake was losing the die roll here. Hopefully we won't make the second mistake of missing our third land drop. You should pop in the subs Discord for the list of them, Caesar. We also pretty regularly clear people out of the raid clans that are inactive. So if they're all full, you can check back. But I think Hoaglandia, which is the one that I'm the leader of, as everyone's been active recently. Am I okay with this trade? I feel like I'm okay offering to trade this for Pelt Collector, because the Collector is going to grow later. It might be worth starting a 5th. There's been people asking. I think it's like 200 gems or something like that to create a clan there. If you create a 5th Hoaglandia themed clan, let us know and we'll put the name in the channel title. That's a fair assessment. The problem is they're coming up to 4 lands, Vernash, and like if they play Questing Beast and make their Pelt Collector a 3/3, my Gallia can't really attack profitably. There is upside to going wider for the purpose of having Embercleave. All right, so definitely just the mirror. Probably playing almost identical to what we are. We're just at here. Mana Strike is like a Clash of Clans variation, right? Like tower defense type thing. Do I want Shock in this matchup too? I might. Maybe I'll board in more removal on the draw. I personally didn't like mobile games for a long time, Admiral, but like as I've gotten older, especially like having a job on the computer, like having a game that I can play like sparingly in small chunks and also away from my computer screen is super convenient. Especially being someone who has kids, like being able to play your game in sound bites and not being tethered to your computer while you do it is super convenient. 422 is probably fine. There's what, 3 days left? 27, 28, 29. It might be close. It's hard to know. It's different every season. What is safe is dictated by how many people are playing. Zach and Nafian, thank you for re-upping for the 2nd month. Welcome back. I appreciate the support. That's your Jute. Phone screens have gotten bigger and better as well. Phones have gotten more powerful also, that just like the graphics are better. Do I enjoy playing Magic for fun anymore since it's my job? I mean, this wouldn't be my job if I didn't enjoy playing Magic. Like, for people that aren't familiar with my background, I have a master's degree in mathematics. I have experience doing software development. Like, I am here streaming on Twitch because I like streaming on Twitch. But to answer your question, probably what you were more asking is, no, I don't really play a ton of Magic specifically off stream anymore. Mostly because it just doesn't make sense. Like, if I feel like playing Magic, it doesn't make sense for me to not just turn the stream on. I think I'm gonna keep that. Their hand's pretty full. I could generate some card advantage for us, potentially. Commander? No, never really got into Commander. Magic's really expensive to play in casual formats like that. And as someone who has like a more competitive mindset, even in more casual things, like it's tough for me to like not want to min-max a Commander deck, and doing that gets very expensive with dual lands and things like that. And then there's the trouble of like trying to find a play group where the decks are balanced against each other and aren't just one person running people down. When we play casual games, we have a board game group that we try to meet at least once every other month, and we do various board games. There's a lot of good like card or deck building games that provide similar gameplay, but while being a more contained experience. Yeah, precons as a board game style thing might be okay. We play Dice Throne. Dice Throne it feels kind of like Commander, but it's unique from Magic in a way. It's like a Magic meets Yahtzee variation, which is fun. Do I just assume this is gonna die this turn? If this doesn't die, I can play this post-combat, but if they kill this, I miss damage by not playing this Phoenix. I think I'm supposed to play this Phoenix. No, I don't really care. I don't really care what other people like. You should just let people like things. So if I don't play Commander, it's great that other people do. There's plenty of modes of Magic that I don't enjoy that other people do, and that's great for it. Have I tried Dice Forge? I have not. We have Oceans. I have Oceans, Sitting in Saran Wrap. This is Ocean's Deluxe Edition. there's a lot of games behind me, chat. There's a lot of games back there. One of the things you've probably heard me say on this stream before is that collecting board games and playing board games are two different hobbies. I enjoy playing board games. My wife is big into collecting board games. Never heard of Dixit, no. You were asking for other good card games that are self-contained, Admiral. Evolution is a really good one, which is actually made by the same creators that made the same people that made the Oceans game behind me. I haven't played Oceans yet, so I don't know if I'd recommend that one. But Evolution is good because it's a resource management card game where you can interact with each other. A lot of those resource management games don't have the players directly interact with each other, and that one's different in that it does. Sure, in for another giant. Yeah, Evolution is the one that's like creature themed. I think it has dinosaurs in the box. You get paid for your board game opinions, like by the board game companies themselves. Sagrada's good, but that's not a card game. Oh, you work at Mock's boarding house. Okay, sweet. Sagrada's a good one. Sagrada's actually one of the few board games that Christy and I can play just the two of us. A lot of games don't play well with just two people, in my opinion, and that's one of the ones that does. I demoed Wingspan at Gen Con last year, and it seemed good, but we didn't buy it. Board games that we play with our kids. Yeah, we have a couple. King Domino and Point Salad are the two games that Declan really enjoys playing with us. Jake likes King Domino too, actually. Those are games that are like good games. Like they have good gameplay that the kids also are capable of grasping. For reference, my kids are 6 and 4, and my 4-year-old plays both of those with us. Baba Booey, thank you for the 25 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I think I just clicked submit. Do I want shocks while I'm on the draw? I feel like it's possible I want to be a little bit more defensive on the draw. Maybe this is a little slow on the draw. It lets our things get going really large, though. If we get to stick it, we'd have the largest thing on the board, which is appealing. Robber's harder to get going on the draw. I'm going to trim 2 of these in a cleave and bring in my 3 shocks. Yeah, Tiger, I just mentioned too. So my recommendations for board games with my small children would be King Domino and Point Salad is a card game. Aren't your kids 6'4" and negative 0.25? Yeah, kinda. Something like that. 6'4" and 0. 6'4" and 0. I'm kind of inclined to keep this because it has 2 Scrylands and it has all my colors. They should hopefully help me find more spells. This is like kind of 2 spells. I don't know. I wouldn't fault anyone for mulliganing this hand. I feel like it's close. Thanks for the half a year, Bionic Quail. Welcome back. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. If the pattern persists, Jeff's next kid will be 8 years. No, we're done. We're done with children. This is the last one. Christy was very, very sick for the start of this pregnancy, and we will be taking steps to ensure that there will be no more Hoagland children for us after this one. All three of our children were intentional. We're relatively okay at planning them out. Yes, in case you needed an extra reason to disqualify Mike Bloomberg as the Democratic nomination, he said point blank that the dictator ruler of China he doesn't feel as a dictator. Please get registered to vote in the primary. Please vote in the primary. Please vote progressive. Feel the burn. Yeah, Christy has a condition called hyperemesis. Point salad, as in vegetables. So like Christy's first trimester with this pregnancy involved like emergency room visits and a 4-day hospital stay. It was a rough first trimester. Play this as a 3/3, I think. So we haven't drawn a lot of spells, but our opponent mulliganed low, so we're pretty okay. Is it greedy to fit castle in this list? Yeah, I think so. Crunch. Doesn't give trample, just a 4/4. When this dies, I get some 2/2s. The old Mantle of the Wolf here. Woof woof. Alright, moving on up the ladder, smashing people with my Gruul cards. Do 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 do. You would not get wolves if they kill your thing in response to you targeting it. So it has to be on the creature on the battlefield. Otherwise, it just goes from the stack to the graveyard. Alright. They didn't start the fire. It's just always burning since the Sphinx been turning. Do 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 do. They scried all 3 to the top. Yikes. Yikes. Alright, I'd like to draw lands for the next 2 turns. You only get wolves when Mantle is put into the graveyard from the battlefield. So, if they kill the thing in response to you trying to mantle it, your Mantle doesn't resolve, it's never on the battlefield. When a spell loses all of its targets, it's countered. Land. Papi! Papi! Well, that wasn't the additional land I wanted. If we would have hit a land and gotten to play Mantle on this Phoenix, we'd have been in an absurd spot. But now we're probably going to struggle. Like, if we would have gotten to put Mantle on here, this would have been a 6-6, and we would have put them to 6 or made them chump block. And now we're going to struggle to close with that missing a beat, I think. They're going to get to, like, play a Cavalier here. Correct. Not technically countered anymore. You are correct that they're technically not countered. All right. Hit it a turn behind, but this might be good enough. Yeah, I like Phoenix of the Ash a lot. It's part of why the Red Black Titan deck is good, I think. So if they just like play another fatty here, we get to Embercleave them next turn and kill them, which would be great. Cleave ho! Have you heard about my bird? I said a bird. Bird's the word. I said a bird. Also, something we haven't highlighted a lot on this stream, you can see here, if you didn't see this in the last update, you see how this is a 6-6? If you zoom in here, there's this view printed card checkbox, which shows you the original card, but it took my borderless option off. All right, it's pretty again. Sorry. I needed a little. I wasn't prepared for my card to be ugly when I clicked that button. Still a good, useful feature to see the card as printed instead of with modifiers, but. All right, so they're dead. Cleave ho! Combo! It's the pleb button. Quintius Flavius, thank you for the 11 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. I love the look of foils in paper. However, the quality of printed foils on Magic the Gathering cards makes them largely unplayable for competitive play. For people who are not familiar with the immense amounts of quality present in Wizards of the Coast stuff. All right, so I think I trim Gallia and at least a cleave, maybe 2 cleaves even, because like I have Mantle and I have Collision Colossus to punch through here, and this card's awkward against Teferi and it's not a threat on its own. Foils curl. So if your entire deck's not foil and curled similarly, they'll be marked. I agree, Kingdorus. I agree. Pokemon. As someone who played paper Pokemon for a little bit, paper Pokemon cards don't have that curling issue. And honestly, even old Magic cards didn't have that curling issue. Like, if you look back in Magic's history, it's only recent waves of things that really had that bad curling issue. Like, if you look at like Magic foils from like a decade and a half ago, a lot of them that wasn't an issue for. Yep. Yeah, it's gotten worse in the last 5 years, 5 to 6 years or so. Man, trip tops again. They trip topped last time and we won though, so hopefully we'll just have a full repeat. Little bit of deja vu. Surprisingly quiet. All right, we gotta pump it up. Pump up, the bump up, the wump up, the jam. Do 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 do. I believe they use mountains for most of the Nexus of 8 proxies. Excuse us, get your proxy card, right? Okay? Because Mountain wasn't a... They tried to use a basic land that the decks didn't actually play. Yeah, two haste creatures. Was that a good draw, chat? What do we think about that one? Was that a good one? Again, another great interface thing here on Magic Arena. You can see this is the Robber of the Rich that does not have the reveal die on it. But when I cast it, it takes the reveal die away and casts the right one. Which is great. Good little things. Little things you don't have to spend mental effort keeping track of yourself that the client does very elegantly. I think I just play this out as a 3-3. Maybe it's right to just get my hit in here. It might have been right to just smack them for 8 here. Just like if they play a big blocker. I guess they play a big blocker. I like Mantle the Wolf and still get to attack, but I can only attack with 1. Yeah, I think I should have hasted as a 2-2 with the Zhur-Taa Goblin there. That's probably a mistake. Need 1 more card in my bin to bring the Phoenix back. Excuse me? Deal. Nice magic card. The fact that, like, that's their best play here is, like... Alright, green-red hasty things, chat. Green-red hasty things seem pretty good. How are we doing today, folks? Welcome. Good morning, good afternoon, good night to everybody wherever you're on the world. Thanks for dropping by my stream here today. If you're a new viewer, my name is Jeff Hoagland. I stream Magic and other strategy games full-time here on Twitch. I'm generally here Monday through Friday during the week. As always, love to give a shout-out to my wonderful subs. I wouldn't be here day in and day out without their support, so thanks to all of them for keeping me employed. I'd also like to plug a couple of my wonderful sponsors here really quick. BCW Supplies, the only ones I trust to protect my paper trading cards. Using code HOAGLANDIA at bcwsupplies.com. You can save 10% on sleeves, binders, deck box, and all sorts of other fantastic gaming accessories there with them. Grimoire Deck Boxes does elegant wooden deck boxes that can hold single decks or larger ones like this one that can hold 3 or even 800 sleeved cards. You can check them out at bit.ly/HoogleBox. Nerd Rage Gaming Championship Series, a $5,000 cash tournament series that happens every single month in the Midwestern United States. You can find their streaming coverage every single weekend when they stream at twitch.tv/NRG series. They focus on Magic's larger formats like Pioneer, Modern, and Legacy. And of course, inkedgaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. If you head over to inkedgaming.com/Jeff, you can save a little bit on your orders there of custom playmats, mousepads, binders, and bags.
Don't make your life garbage time. Join us in Hoaglandia today by subscribing to Jeff Hoagland with Twitch Prime today.
Look at that. Look at that perfect timing. Right on into the match. We have a number next to our name now. We're 3-0 with this one to start the day. See if we can continue our streak on up. If we streak into like top 3 or 400, I'll probably call it a day. We're playing blue-white control after this, so even if after we play 3 or 4 more matches with this, we'll have another good deck that we hopefully climb up a little bit with. If I manage to finish in the top 1200, we'll play in the MCQ next month. If I don't, no big deal. You see Bloomberg's Freudian slip about buying Democrats? I did. At least he had a moment of being honest with us and himself, right? I think I bought him this year just because I'm looking to play the Questing Beast on curve. Thanks, Yaboob. Thanks for being here, keeping me making this content. The season ends on the 29th. So the seasons are the calendar month, and usually they end, I think it's like noon PST on the last day of the month. So I'm gonna make this a 4/4 because 4/4 plus Collision Colossus lets this not die to Lovestruck Beast, which is great. Declan Scott, you wanna say hi? How are you doing? Are you having fun on your snow day?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Why are we gonna go outside?
You wanna go outside?
In the wet snow.
In the wet snow. I bet if you ask Mom and you're extra good, she will help you gear up. And head on out.
I don't think that.
Oh, you want to change the owl? Okay, go ahead.
I will go.
Oh, close. Yeah, click the. There you go. You like that one?
Silver.
Silver. Ah. All right. Do I want to play Questing Beast here, or do I want to attack?
Okay, attack.
I think I want to attack. Right? You want to attack? Declan wants to attack. All right, let's smash. Declan embodies Gruul, so he definitely knows what to do here. We're gonna Colossus. We'll make our guy super strong.
Super strong.
Super smash him. Get him. Get him.
Super strong. Break computer.
I love you, dude. All right. Close the door behind you.
Ow.
You can take the owl head if you want. All right, so hopefully we draw an untapped land here, and then we get to attack and cleave them, which would be great. Zhur-Taa Goblin. I think I just Questerson offer the trade here. Maybe I'm supposed to sit back for a turn so I can cleave next turn guaranteed. I don't know. Could go. I don't want to like attack with Spellbreaker again because they might double block, which wouldn't be ideal. Taking their Lovestruck Beast off the table means that they have Domri's Ambush. That card's less useful. They're playing the Adventures build. Okay. Was that a good draw, chat? What do we think? Woof. Woof. Alright, your move, Yuki boy. This is all we get. They're dead. I think they were dead to the Colossus, but they're certainly dead to the Cleave, right? Cleave ho! Do 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 do. Alright, so Shocks and Lava Coil sound great. I think we're going to be on playing more defense on the draw, so I'm going to cut these and maybe some Robber of the Rich here. Do I want some Redcap Melees? I feel like some Redcap Melees are probably fine. What if we board like this? Is this going too low on creatures? It's only 22 creatures. What if I cut Pelt Collector too and just pull up? Does it have a little bit higher individual card quality? Is it crazy to trim all the cleaves on the draw? That's probably crazy, huh? Soul of Dragonite. Thank you for the 4 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Ask Declan what he would do. Well, Declan would probably leave in more creatures. I'm going to go down to 1 and board and all my removal. Let's try this. Hooshman, thanks for the 5 months support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. We did, Soul. We'll be doing an extra stream on Saturday this weekend. That card seems very good in aggressive mirror. Giving lifelink is huge. I guess technically stripping hexproof could be useful in the face of questing beast. I have owl children chat. You find costumes? Are you having fun on our snow day? Oh, children. I need to shock this turn, right? So like you don't have anything to put counters on. So we'll just like do this and then play Zhur-Taa Goblin. The little Hootlands. All right, owls. If you want to wrestle, you need to go back upstairs, please. Be careful with that. The edges are sharp. Because it's broken. It broke off of Daddy's chair. Daddy's very fat and broke the armrest off his chair. Oh, I don't know if we're going to be able to beat this, huh? They're going to need to put counters on it, and then they're going to get to lifelink it up, and they're going to draw 4 cards over the next 2 turns. And not having a removal spell here is really brutal. Close the door, please, little owl. Owls aren't very good at following directions, chat. Ugh. Got double stomp here. Yeah, let's try and take game 3 on the play. Alright, so I think I want to reassess how I sideboarded here. I think I definitely want all of these. I'm going to cut the Redcap Melees. Maybe I don't want the Ceratopses. Hey, I'm glad you're enjoying it, Paula. Yeah, it's fun. The pop-up, my only complaint about the game is the pop-up ads when you log in are annoying, but the actual gameplay is very reasonable. Like I said, if you are someone who like spent time grinding dungeons for gear in Diablo 2 growing up, like takes me back to that. And little bite-sized bits on my mobile phone. Do I mostly just want to be my game 1 plan here? I feel like I probably mostly want to be my game 1 deck here, huh? Just run them down. Yeah. Yeah, like, trying to, like, interact with and one-for-one them isn't a good plan when they have games that's gonna, like, get them super far ahead. This seems fine. Not super exciting, but fine. In the range of like hand sucks keep, I think. Phoenix was actually an ideal draw here, because it lets me curve out really elegantly. All right, so instead of Mantle of the Wolf, with the adventure adds to better suited to Cindervines due to how many spells. No, Mantle of the Wolf lets you kill people and it makes your things really big. I just want to end the game. I don't want to be interactive. So I think I just attack here. Then, like, if they block, I Colossus over. And then, like, I play this post-combat. Seems good. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, Twitch isn't really Bernie's primary platform. Just one of 100 different things he streams on, I'm sure. Which, if you don't follow Bernie Sanders on Twitter, on Twitch, you should. He streams all of his rallies and stuff on here. His campaign does. I don't think so, Wargy. Like, the reason why this deck is good is because it's just a bunch of haste creatures. And Clothis isn't a haste creature. Just want to, like, stick to the plan. Like, they're going to 3 here. It's like I have 3 lethal threats next turn, which is great. Howdy, Black. Well, I feel like we've asserted dominance as the best Gruul deck, winning 2 different Gruul mirrors against different variations. I guess one of those was very similar to ours. Can I use these to bump standard adventure nights? You definitely can, Blue Lemons. That'll get added after I'm done streaming today. Let's keep going. Let's go streaking. I feel like I'm supposed to mulligan this. I know we're on the play, but like, not only do I not have a third land, but I don't have a 2-drop. I think if like one of these cards at random was a 2-drop, I'd keep this hand because I just need lands to go 2, 3, 4. But like, without a 2-drop and needing lands, I think this hand just doesn't do enough. This is much better. We'll bottom Embercleave here. Yeah, it's just a tough sell, Wargy, because like, boards where Colossus is turned on, you're probably winning anyways, right? Flamancipator, thank you for the 11 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Okay, so probably Teamer Adventures. I think I'm just going to lead on. Nah, I'm just going to stomp something this turn so I can play the 4-3 next turn and be mana efficient. Alec Beck, thank you for the 14 months. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. I don't think I want too many red 3-drops. So Pelt Collector changes my sequencing here. I want to sequence in a way to maximize this card. So now, since we drew that, we'll go Pelt Collector Zhur-Taa. And then next turn we'll go land, questing beast, make this a 3-3, attack, trade with their Lovestruck beast, make this a 4-4. Vines over Thrash. I don't know exactly. I feel like Vines is probably there because we don't want to bring the card in against red aggro, would be my guess. Okay, so they're getting set up, but like, they're at 10 and we have 10 power in play, plus a Collision Colossus here, so. Okay, they get to get a bunch of lands here. But then, like, if they just, like, play Lovestruck Beast here, they're dead next turn to Collision, or to Colossus, right? So hopefully they just go, like, Creature Pass. Now, they could have a Bonecrusher Giant or a Brazen Borrower. Brazen Borrower would actually allow them to bounce my entire board here, which would be quite bad for us. They didn't get a green source to play Lovestruck Beast, so, yeah, this is rough. Feels bad, man. Although I suppose this does happen and they take 2 and then I get to stomp them again. It's like maybe we could still punk them out here. Now, they could also have a Bonecrusher Giant here. If they have Bonecrusher Giant here as well, we could be in a lot of trouble. Okay, they're down to 6. Get them lands. We might still be able to steal this game with a little bit of reach. Why wouldn't they do that in combat? I don't know. All right, so what are we doing here? What is Bay of Wishes getting that destroys me? They tapped off of red, so they can't get Storm's Wrath. He says his opponent gets Storm's Wrath. I guess that's good for the future. How do they not die this turn? Is the question. Shadow Spear. Okay, so they're gonna play Shadow Spear. No, it takes 2 to equip, so they can't play and equip this. Are they dead? I feel like they're dead to this collision. This Colossus. Yeah, they just mess up by tapping off of red? I think they just messed up by tapping off a red, huh? Maybe they just thought it didn't matter, and they didn't want to play around. They didn't want to play around this card. So, so because drawing the red source here means that I get to avoid showing them Colossus, because I don't want them to know that that's a card they need to play around. So instead, I'm just going to go ahead and double stomp them. Obviously, if I hadn't drawn the red source, I would kill them this turn, because they have Shadow Spear. But getting to conceal this information has some value, I think, so we'll go ahead and do that for sure. Cindervines sounds good here. Mantle the Wolf seems not stellar with the volume of interaction that they have in their deck. Both Bonecrusher Giant and Brazen Bar in response to this means we don't get wolves. So I think that's not good enough. Cleave, I think, is important because they have Giants and 5/5s as blockers. I think I want Shock. Spellbreaker doesn't really line up stellar into what they have going on. What do we think of this? I think I like this plan. Seems pretty reasonable. Sure. Play an Innkeeper for me. You know, like Pelt Collector. I think Pelt Collector is important to leave in from an efficiency standpoint. So... I need to kill this, right? I don't think I can play Pelt Collector on one. I guess what's the harm? I'll play Pelt Collector on one. If they play the 1/4 on turn 2 and draw a card, I feel a little bit bad. But I think that's pretty unlikely. They're likely to not draw a card with this till turn 3. I guess just having a 1/4 is good against my aggro deck, so maybe this is wrong. Alright. Feels good. Yep. That's a good draw. So we'll go ahead and we'll play Gallia here. We'll play this tapped. We'll pass the turn. And then I think the plan is play Questerson next turn. And then the following turn we can put Cleave on it and take him to Pound Town. He's dead, Jim. You've killed him. What is your quest? I seek the face. Crunch. No, I'm gonna get the beard professionally done. Probably next weekend or the weekend after. I need to get scheduled to get in. And like the attack with Gallia here very clearly means one thing. So I'm throwing her away to cleave through. Angry Penguin, thank you for the 10 months of support. I appreciate that. Welcome back. Thanks for keeping me around. Crunch, crunch. I'm trading my 2/2 for 9 points of damage, their Lovestruck Beast, and their 1/1. If they don't have Brazen Bar or Aether Gust here, they should just be dead. Bye, Felicia. Teamer Battle Rage doesn't really hold a candle to Cleave. Cleave is real good. I know this hand obviously has a lot of lands in it, but I think 2-drop into 3-drop on the play is worth keeping. Hey Jeff, I just got back from picking up lunch. Can you re-answer all the questions you were asked the last half hour so I don't repeat them? I see you're not new to Twitch, Tubos. Drox, thanks for the 21 months. What is our rank? You can always see my rank in the lower left-hand corner for currently playing ranked. We are currently 9-11 on the Mythic ladder. Well, my plan of using the Scryland to hopefully draw some spells has not come to fruition. I'm going to go ahead and just pass here. I don't really want to attack my Zhur-Taa Goblin into their first strike creature plus open mana. They likely have a Shock or a Bonecrusher Giant here, and if I were to attack in, they would shock my 3/3 and then first strike it down. It's not a particularly good trade for me. I've not tried the s'mores ones. I'm a peanut butter cookie fanatic. You don't mess with a good thing. I wonder if they were like trying to shock me, not realizing I had hexproof. I feel like that paused them trying to figure out why they couldn't shock me. That's a great draw, because it gets to attack now and blow out their plan. Heave-ho! If I'd had a cleave there, they also would have been in trouble, but... Sir Mustache, thank you for the 10 months of support. Welcome back. One Embercleave, please. One Questing Beast, please. How about a basic forest, chat? My 3 spells this game have been great. 3 spells in, 12 cards. Something, low variance game. Something, better player always wins. Oh, God bless you, little robber of the rich. God bless America, my country. 'Tis of thee, sweet land of liberty. Of the I sing, bum 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 bum, cleave into me, my son. Do 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 do. We're on the 0 out of 8. Yikes. Alright. Had to resubmit for the patriotism. I try. Very, very proud of my country. Gallia's not very good. Robber's kind of whatever. Colossus is just okay. Maybe that's the trim. Seems fine. 22 creatures, I think, is fine. Yeah, it's probably a little low. Let's bring in a couple of Ceratops as heavy hitters. Let's try this. Is this deck any good? To set a bar you probably couldn't limbo under, this feels like the best Gruul deck I've played this season. Classic deck. Thanks for the 5 months. I appreciate you keeping me around. Hope you're having a good one wherever you are. Just got a Danny DeVito ad supporting Sanders. Sanders is now unstoppable. Feel the burn. Man, Grim Innate is like really rude. First strike. First strike is busted, chat. I mean, I'm playing it on the Mythic Ladder, so very clearly I think the answer is yes. No, I think this deck is not good enough for the Mythic Ladder. That's why we're currently playing it on it. Yeah, I'm supposed to keep that land there. Just because it let me play this with haste. I probably don't need to play this with haste, though. Rather try and find a spell. McBiggins, welcome back. Wow, I'm really surprised they're playing this instead of... they're losing this now. teaching people good habits, huh? So like Lava Coiling Annex is super appealing, but it's not super resource efficient. I think I just play Questerson and race them here. It's 2 months where we transition to heavy petting. Well, I don't have my owl suit on anymore. The belly on that's nice and furry though. I'm gonna run the no blocks here. If they put cleave on here, it gains 12, 13. Yeah. Going to 4. If I do this, it's 6, 10, 12. Not enough. Yeah, probably should have just killed that last turn. Actually, I probably should have blocked Grim Innate, huh? Because I'm going to have to block Grim Innate this turn anyways. Yeah, that's what I should have done. I should have blocked this last turn. And if they traded with it, I would have taken less damage. And then I could have untapped and Lava Coiled anyways. Yeah. Yeah, we did. We totally saw Heartfire game 1 too. Heartfire is a neat piece of innovation. I feel like I messed that game up. Probably should have been a little bit more defensive. I don't know about Punt. I should have been playing around Heartfire. Kurt should have been on my radar. The amass 1-drop, I think signifies that on occasion. On the bottom here, probably the cleave. Start with this to start drawing cards, huh? I think my favorite part about the enlightened centrist camp is whenever the enlightened centrist pokes up to try and let me know that they agree with the Republicans on some things, whenever you try and pin them down to ask them for specifics on what they agree on, they usually can't give them to you because they really haven't critically thought about their position as a centrist. They just like want to be a hipster and not pick a side. Because nine times out of 10, when they give you an issue where they agree with the Republicans, it's like, well, that's not actually their position, or, well, you don't understand the Democrats' position on that. Gotta remember, the Canadian centrist is the U.S. radical left. It really is. It really is. That is no joke. Looks like Teamer, what's it called? Teamer Reclamation. How's the girl deck doing? It's been fun. This build seems very reasonable. Mono haste creatures, pump spells, and reach has been good. Yes. The idea of centrism is pro-oppression because indecision always helps the oppressor and never the oppressed. Would that only be true for the two-party system? I don't know. What people phrase as centrism in the United States is, well, what you need to understand is that socialized medicine is considered an extreme far-left policy in the United States. We'll be starting blue-white after this match, Sabin. If Biden doesn't win SC, that would be great. That would really put a damper on how people feel about him going into Super Tuesday. Yeah, I think that's what it means for a lot of people. We talked about this earlier, Moldy Locks, that like, I think a lot of people who self-describe as centrist in today's climate are either people that haven't really thought very critically about it or don't understand what's going on, or they're people who support the bigoted, hateful nonsense that the Republican Party represents, but they're smart enough to understand that they can't say that out loud in certain circles. So they're insulating themselves by saying they're a centrist because they know that associating with bigots will appropriately label them a bigot. I think we're probably dead here. We fumbled a little bit too long and Uro just buries us. If I had a little bit more mana or creatures, we can get this cleave going, we'd be okay here, but Uro just puts us in the ground, just gains some life and puts up a huge blocker. Cindervines seems absurd here. Cleave seems kind of mediocre. They don't have plenty of blockers. I think this is fine for punching through Uro on occasion. Would I rather have Bonecrusher or Shifting Ceratops here? Mantle of the Wolf doesn't seem very good. I feel like Shifty Boy's probably better. What do we think of this configuration? Or they dislike the bigoted stuff, but like the tax cuts. Yes, yeah, I hate racist, but not enough to not vote for Republican tax cuts. Bernie published a set of plans on his website earlier this week or late last week, explaining how to pay for every program that he's put out, Frantic Reverent. The TLDR is that if you hear about Medicare for All and you hear the question, how do we pay for it? You don't understand that we're currently overpaying for healthcare, and Medicare for All saves our country and people living here money. Medicare for All removes deductibles and co-pays. It removes your premiums. So yes, your taxes go up, but your overall costs for healthcare go down unless you're someone that's making like into the high 6 or low 7 figures or more. The amount of money you need to be making to not save money under Medicare for All is a very large amount of money per year. Better than you-ish. Thank you for the brand new Prime support. I appreciate that. Welcome to Hoaglandia. Correct. It's also about changing the narrative and the mindset. The reality is, as someone who operates and lives in reality, no single person currently running for president is going to pass every plan that they currently have detailed on any of their platforms. The discussion surrounding the candidates and what they will push to happen is what's most important. Wealth taxes are not sustainable long-term taxation structures. All right, that's what we like to call FUD, which for people new to the channel stands for fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's nonsense not based in reality. That's just people throwing their feelings around. You can't tax the wealthy, Jeff. They love their money like they love their children. You can't take it away from them, Jeff. Just to understand the comparisons to wealth taxes not working from Europe in some places. One, some European countries have successfully leveraged wealth taxes. Two, in the United States, it's not as trivial to move things around here as it is in the smaller, more interconnected European countries. So those, even where the wealth taxes have failed over there, that doesn't translate directly to the United States. Thus, you saying that and making that comparison is just casting fear, uncertainty, and doubt onto things that would improve people's lives to discourage them from supporting them. So if I play this, I play a land. I think I'm gonna play this too. BernieTax.com. That's not a URL I'm familiar with. Their timing on that was bad because I get to attack them now. A build around standard for Arcanasarl plus Healing. Yeah, I think that would be fine, Pathfinder. Okay. On the scoreboard, see if we take game 3 on the draw. On the draw against Storm's Wrath seems potentially troublesome. I think I'm happy with how we boarded. Seems fine. Good haste creatures. The U.S. healthcare system seems like a giant scam to you. Hey, look, you get it. And it sounds like you aren't even from the U.S. You figured you solved the puzzle. Yay! Yeah, drop me a direct message on Discord, Silly Cheese, and I can set that up. I don't have a storefront set up anymore, but that is definitely have tokens I can send out still. Looking for a 4th land here. Perfect. Sure, Jamison. So, like, what you're doing there is something that's very commonly done in politics and real life, which is what I would refer to as you're letting perfect be the enemy of good. And in reality, life is messy and things are often not perfect. So you're saying this system will be abused by some people, or this system won't work perfectly in some instances, so it's not worth making progress. Change is often gradual, and just because something won't be ideal the first time you do it doesn't mean it's not worth doing. Because I agree, regardless of how they implement the wealth tax, there's going to be people that try and dodge it, and there's probably a close to 0% chance they get it right the first time through. But saying, hey, we can't make this perfect the first time through, let's not do it, let's not try, let's not iterate and get it right, that's fun. That's fear, uncertainty, and doubt. It's saying, hey, let's not improve things because we won't get it right the first time. And it's okay to, like, be a realist and, like, be like, okay, there's gonna be issues here. We need to think about those and how we want to address them when they come up. But, like, again, saying don't do it because there will be issues it's nonsense. It's fun. I think I want to just Spellbreaker because I think I want to hold up Cindervines. Do I need to hold up Cindervines? Maybe I don't. Didn't matter what we played. So, Gobo Green, part of the reason why blasting away copays is something that's good to advertise, because, for example, there are many healthcare plans in the United States right now where the copays for them are in, like, there are some plans that I've looked at where the copay to go to an ER or to see your primary care physician one time can range into 3 or 4 figures, like $1,000 emergency room copays. Stuff like that. And you're right, there could be iterations where, like, a small copay is fine, where those numbers are capped to things that are reasonable or tacked to based on your income level. We get Brazen Bar, we're just gonna get tempoed into the ground here. It's rough. I think there's a good chance we just lose to this Uro. Maybe I was supposed to bottom the questing beast there just so I could unlock more lands. I think that's a very real possibility. Yeah, and it's even more disgusting when you consider the plans that have like $1,000 emergency room copay also come with 5-figure deductibles a lot of the time, 4 or 5-figure deductibles for your family, and on top of that, you pay $1,000 to $2,000 a month to have that plan for the privilege to have that $1,000 copay. That's the current United States healthcare system. Just very dead here. So, had an okay run with this overall. I think I made a couple of mistakes in the games that we lost. Could have looked for mana a little bit more aggressively in that last one. Could have been a little bit more defensive against the mono red deck. This was definitely the best green red deck I've played this season. It's basically just like constructed playable haste creatures along with Collision, Mantle, and Embercleave. Both Mantle and Collision Colossus both were very good at multiple points today. The being able to like tap Dream Trawler or punch through blockers is very good. It kills Sphinxes and Flying Cavaliers, which is nice. So, if you're looking for a Gruul deck, I think this one's very reasonable. I see why it had a good run in a Magic Online League. So, at any rate, we've been playing this one for a little over an hour and a half, so I'm going to go ahead and call it a day on here. I'm going to hit a quick ad roll while we get set up for the next deck. When we get back, we're going to play some blue-white control. We're at 99% right now. Hopefully, we can go 2, 3, or maybe even 4-0 with this on the ladder with a good run and try and lock up a spot for the MCQ next month. Be back in just a few, folks. Thanks for hanging out today. We did climb. We technically started at 97%, and we won more than we lost. We gained a couple of percentage points. I want to spend a wild card on Robbers or replacement. You can play another Phoenix if you have another Phoenix. I think exploring more copies of Phoenix on deck's probably pretty reasonable. All right, I need to run to the restroom and brush my teeth really quick so I can pop my Invisalign back in. When I get back, we're gonna jam with this.